One of my goals in teaching human design is to share the nuances of human design, the details that aren't readily available unless you really dig deep or that aren't discussed as much, but are really crucial to understand. One of these aspects, especially relevant for generators and manifesting generators, is format energy. Now, this involves three channels connecting the sacral to the root. Channel maturation, which is gate 42 in the sacral that connects gate 53 in the root. Mutation, gate 3 in the sacral that connects gate 60 in the root. And then concentration, which is gate 9 in the sacral that connects gate 52 to the root. I carry a lot of this formidable energy. And it was actually one of the initial reasons why I was turned off by human design because I didn't know about it. When I discovered that I was a pure generator, it resonated with me to an extent. But I had learned human design during a darker time in my life. And so this theme of endless energy didn't really align with my reality at the time. I was dealing with this very deep, acute depression. I later realized that it was my defined channel of mutation that includes gate 60, the gate of limitations, was literally manifesting as this feeling of being energetically restricted. And that helped cleared up to finally understand how my energy truly worked. Format energy is incredibly potent. It overrides all other energies in your chart, becomes the ultimate frequency that defines how your energy will operate and manifest. This is because it involves, of course, the two most powerful motors in the chart. The root's pressure to do connects to the sacral's stamina to follow through. It's adrenal energy meeting reproductive energy. So, for example, a manifesting generator with a channel of charisma might live a life as this busy bee running around at full speed. But if they have one of these three format energies, such as the channel of mutation, their wings can all of a sudden stop working without warning and kind of causing them to drop to the ground. Similarly, maybe a generator with the channel of rhythm might thrive on routine, like having coffee every morning at 9 a.m., only to one day wake up and decide that they're all about tea instead. Although the format energy channels affect generators and manifesting generators the most, anybody with a hanging gate in one of these six gates can experience it when a transit activates a channel or when they interact with somebody else that completes it. And this activation at that time can feel twice as intense. As I said, I have the mutation channel defined, but I also carry gate 53 and gate 52 in my root. Now, when my dog Palmer entered into my life in 2019, he activated the channel of maturation through his gate 42. This made it part of his purpose to help me grow through cycles, even as he experiences his own. Most people don't think about how pets can influence our energy, but mammalian design, which is a specialization of reading for animals in human design, includes 15 gates that can condition, influence, or activate us. Also, all three of these format energy channels carry the potential for depression embedded within each of the six gates. Ra-Uru explained that the depression stems from the hanging gates that can be easily released when the full channel is activated. However, it's really not that simple, even if you're living correctly. The mutation channel, for example, can feel very easily like depression because it's depleting your energy, but not in a negative way, as more as a way to reset yourself. That's why it's so important to understand the potential behind each of these channels. When you find yourself kind of stuck in the muck, knowing what's happening can kind of give you this perspective and remind you that this too shall pass. So let's dive deep into each of these channels to see how they can affect you and your overall energy of your chart. If you have the channel of maturation, your life operates in cycles, a distinct pattern where every situation has a clear beginning, middle, and end. The beauty of this energy is that while the pattern repeats, each cycle is unique, bringing new experiences that help you grow and mature. These cycles build upon previous ones, creating a life journey rooted in reflection and learning. When aligned, every cycle should come to a satisfying completion, with the time to reflect before the next one begins. This energy encourages you to enjoy the journey rather than worrying about the destination, trusting that it will take you to where you're meant to go. However, if a cycle ends prematurely or you resist its lessons, it can repeat itself. For example, if every relationship you have begins and ends in the same way, especially if the relationships are toxic, you may feel stuck or frustrated. This frustration can lead to depression because as someone with this channel, you innately crave new beginnings, but may not feel capable of moving forward. This is particularly true if the relationship cycle is with the same person where you're in this on and off relationship. You might recognize that it's time to end it, but you are unable to let it go. Even if the cycle repeats itself with a different person, you might find yourself asking, why do I always seem to attract the same type of person? This is the universe trying to push you towards growth and maturity. Until you align with this energy and learn the lessons of each cycle, you may feel like you're a hamster stuck on a never-ending wheel. Relationships are meant to provide you with these unique seek opportunities for growth. And the ultimate goal is to reach a place where you can settle down with somebody and see the relationship through its completion. To align with its energy, you must not fear new beginnings or letting go when the time is right. When you are entering into something correctly, where your sacral energy will guide you, it will give you that when the energy is there to see it through. If it is it's because something is blocking the process or the timing isn't right. And if you are an emotional generator, it's very crucial to wait for that emotional clarity before committing to a new cycle. Now, cycles can vary in length. The longest, of course, is your life, as life itself is a cycle. And this is why this is the only format channel connected to mammalian design, is all mammals experience life cycles, including reproduction. As for other cycles, they may span decades, years, months, days, or just even a few minutes. One thing you'll want to pay attention to is the timing of your Uranus opposition, which is the midpoint of your life cycle. For many with this channel, this point is significant, as often it results in a change of career as your nodes shift from south to north. So most people with the channel maturation tend to have two types of careers within their life. Also, people with the channel maturation often have a strong interest in history, especially those with gate 53, the gate of beginnings. These individuals are naturally curious and may also be attuned to the cycles in life, society, and the planet itself. It's kind of interesting to be aware of this, because my dog Palmer, when he activated this channel for me, I found myself increasingly drawn to understanding my ancestry and wanting to learn about my family cycles. It's really fascinating to see how this energy can manifest in unexpected ways. Key takeaway is that everything in your life follows a cycle, including your other channels. Format energy acts as a conductor for your entire chart. For example, if you have maturation with the channel of transitoriousness, 3536, which is all about navigating crisis and change, those crises will follow a secular pattern. You might feel this sense of anticipation before the crisis arises, and then you dive deep into it as it unfolds, and then you come out on the other side through reflection and completion. The maturation channel actually reminds me of an ancient astrology modality called zodiacal releasing. This is a new type of modality that I have recently learned, and the system is based on the 7 hermetic lots that maps life cycles and identifies these peak periods of growth and challenge. It's an excellent tool for reflecting on past cycles and understanding upcoming ones, and whether you're in alignment with your energy. If you're interested in learning more about this and how this works, or would like a reading, you're more than welcome to reach out to me via my website. But I would encourage you to look into it and learn about it yourself, because it could be a great guide to help you understand how your cycles work in your life. It's human nature to want to hold on to what we desire, even when it isn't meant to be. And this channel maturation will bring in depression when something ends before our mind believes it should, or if we're wanting something to end before it's actually meant to be completed. So if you're feeling this way, you got to ask yourself whether this sense of attachment to what it is that you're holding on to or wanting to let go is coming from your actual sacral, or is it your mind? To find yourself overthinking it, most likely it is your mind. But a sacral session may help you find some clarity in this. For emotional generators, though, it's really important to understand that your emotional wave is very crucial. Let it ride out instead of holding on or looking for reasons to delay it. And understanding that your emotional wave is also a secular pattern. You must ask yourself, have you reached emotional clarity? Has the cycle of emotions completely gone through? When we're looking at individual gates, gate 53 development, or the gate of the beginnings, it brings us pressure and fuel to start something new, a new cycle, a new project, a new relationship. Now, depression can arise if you struggle to finish what you start, especially without gate 42 to bring you in that closure. You might resist beginnings out of fear that you won't complete them, or you'll procrastinate, feeling overwhelmed by the pressure. Gate 53's energy isn't necessarily meant to see things through, though, and that's something you have to keep in mind. Instead, it's about initiating, and you pass it on to somebody with gate 42. If you're meant to finish it, you will naturally attract the right energy to support you. Personally, I have gate 53, and procrastination is a challenge for me. I often find myself rushing because I wait until the last minute. I also tend to resist beginnings of things, especially stages of relationships. Usually my sacral will tell me if I really do want to pursue somebody, so I'd rather skip the whole game playing and getting to know you phase and just see if this is a relationship that's meant to work out. I also tend to stay committed once I've made this decision, which can, of course, be a problem, because without gate 42, I struggle to recognize when it's time to actually let something go. Often I only know when a cycle ends if somebody ends it for me. Now, if that happens, then I can know and reflect and determine whether it ended prematurely or if it was actually the right time. Gate 42, increase, or the gate of growth, brings the staying power to see a cycle through to its full potential. Now, depression arises in this gate when cycles end prematurely or you lack gate 53 to initiate something new. People with this gate may feel pressured to quit early or avoid growth altogether because of the challenges that it brings. Growth often forces you to confront unresolved issues, which can be really uncomfortable, especially if those early experiences were marked by trauma. However, the cycles come to you already in progress. So reflecting on the beginning is essential for you to be able to complete them. Gate 42 has a significant impact on relationships. Relationships are inherently cyclical and meant to foster growth. If you resist this process, you may find yourself stuck in a repetitive pattern, such as staying in on and off relationships or fearing to start new ones entirely, not allowing them to grow to completion. If someone with Gate 53 enters your life, they're likely meant to help you through a cycle or to learn something from them. Whether that person's right for you depends on your strategy and authority. Of course, like, do they light you up? Do they inspire you to grow? Do you want to know more about them? Ignoring these questions and ignoring that sacral energy will leave you stuck in old patterns until you realign with your correct energy. If you carry the channel of mutation, allow me to pulse some love your way, because the struggle is definitely real with this channel. The dynamic and transformative energy that isn't for the faint of heart. If your experience has been anything like mine, you may find it difficult to fully enjoy the good times because you're kind of always waiting for the ball to drop. And that is because this channel's energy pulses unpredictably, leading to these moments where it feels like the rug is being pulled out from under you, forcing change, possibly requiring you to start your life all over again. And there's no pattern to this. So if you're like me and you have the incarnation cross of the unexpected, the changes can be even harder to anticipate. However, if you also have, like, say, the channel of maturation, these transformative moments may follow a subtle secular rhythm, giving you a pattern within chaos. Some people with this channel may experience only a handful of major transformations in their lifetimes, while others may face them repeatedly. It really kind of depends on how much change is needed for your personal evolution, because that is the essence of this channel. It's about individual mutation and growth, which influences the collective to evolve alongside of you. If you possess this channel, you are meant to have an impact on the collective overall. This energy drives your sacral response to transformative experiences. If an experience doesn't allow for mutation or personal growth, your sacral will give you the and move on. When it says it's because the experience holds the potential for transformation, though it often comes with challenges. This energy also impacts all the other channels in your chart. For example, I have the channel of curiosity, which means the ideas I say yes to or share with the collective often stimulate transformation, even if I don't see it happening myself. One thing that's kind of funny is that I am very fascinated by genetics and evolution, which of course is all about mutation, specifically the things that we don't know or haven't discovered yet. I'm driven to kind of look between these cracks to discover what's missing. It's just a small but very profound way that my design influences me without really my conscious awareness. Understand the journey of mutation is not an easy one. It's often an uphill climb on a path filled with potholes, falling rocks, and sudden monsoons. But that's the path that you're meant to take. It is chaos to order. It is to renovate into something smoother so others can follow. This channel's energy is highly creative and innovative, often outside the norm. With such a powerful creative force driving your design, it often comes with a heavy dose of melancholy. Sadness is a muse for creativity, and some of the greatest works of art and innovation have emerged from a person's darkest times. Every creative channel in human design carries melancholy, but with this channel, it's really important not to assign reasons to your sadness or force happiness through connections, places, or experiences. This is especially challenging because Gate 3, which is difficulties at the beginning, seeks out patterns and logic. However, this channel is not about intellect. It's about innovation. You aren't here to follow existing patterns. You're here to set new ones. And this drive to innovate can create an underlying fear of being different. People with this channel may resist change, fearing judgment or rejection from not fitting with the norm. I have, of course, experienced this firsthand. In my recent lesson on neurodivergence, I shared how resistant I was to accepting a diagnosis that made me different. When I learned that Gate 3 carries a fear of being different, it kind of clicked with me. This aha moment helped me break through this limiting belief out of Gate 60 and embrace my uniqueness through creativity. It was a clear example of transformation, something that was very chaotic to me that I took and put into order. Without this breakthrough, I would have stayed in resistance, leading to melancholic frustration and even depression. I would have lost touch with the sense of myself. This is what I was experiencing when I first discovered human design. As a pure generator, I couldn't seem to generate generate energy. I was searching for these reasons and just instead of allowing the change to take place. Once I discovered it and let it go, things began changing very rapidly for me. As I mentioned, this channel pulses unpredictably with these pauses between each pulse. So during those pauses, it can feel like nothing is happening in your life or you're like stuck. And this can create this need to want to know what's happening, what's going on in my life, what's coming next. For generators, these moments of plateau are actually normal, but for those with the channel of mutation, they'll feel it more intensely. You have to remember evolution takes time. Mutations on a collective level happens over generations, and personal mutations will also take that same time and energy. These pauses aren't stagnant. They're the preparation for what's coming next. When your energy returns, you'll be able to move forward again. Keep in mind that even though this channel is individual energy, it's very influential, affecting those around you. As you change, others are meant to follow suit. And if they don't, well, they're going to get left behind. In relationships, the channel mutation can bring in these intense periods of transformation for both you and your partner. This channel is all about personal evolution, and those with it will often serve as a catalyst for change, not within themselves, but also for those they bring into their life. Your presence can feel electrifying and deeply inspiring, but it can also be very unsettling for partners who resist change or fear stepping out of their comfort zone. This, of course, is a pattern of mine. I tend to attract those that want to learn more about themselves and want the self-awareness and are looking to change things in their life. But the moment that I bring that change to them, then they tend to be like, oh, I was just kidding. And they bounce out. Because this energy of this channel pulses unpredictably, relationships may experience like these periods of rapid growth, then they follow these pauses or stagnations. These pauses can be very frustrating or confusing for you and your partner that expect this constant momentum, but they really are essential for allowing mutation processes to take hold. This dynamic will test the patience of both individuals, making it important to align with your strategy and authority to navigate these shifts. If it's misaligned, this energy can manifest as resistance to change, leading to patterns of controlling, clinging, or a fear of upsetting the status quo. This can show up as staying in a relationship long past its expiration date, fearing that transformative chaos of letting go, or pushing a partner to evolve when they're not ready. Conversely, some may jump out from the relationship and just go relationship to relationship, craving transformation, but never staying long enough to allow this meaningful change to actually take root. But aligned relationships with this channel are incredibly dynamic and fulfilling. The right partner will not only support your transformation, but also grow alongside of you, creating a relationship that evolves and very much deepens over time. Your ability to embrace change and innovation can inspire your partner to do the same, and it creates this powerful bond rooted in this mutual evolution. As for the individual gates, gate 3, as I mentioned, difficulties at the beginning, is the gate of ordering. It is the ultimate innovator, a creative genius that sees the world differently. Innovation is often ahead of its time, requiring patience to know when the potential for mutation is achievable. Without gate 60, this patience can be very difficult to sustain, that will lead to chaos or frustration. Even without the full channel though, gate 3 will pulse with this creative drive. There are these moments of brilliance and originality, then you'll be followed by these moments of blankness or a block. As I said, the channel can bring in this sense of feeling different from others, and it is this gate that drives that fear of insecurity. This fear can mask the gate's potential, pushing people to overcompensate, burn out, or conform in unhealthy ways. Personally, gate 3 is actually my core wound that transforms into my core talent in the gene keys. So I understand the struggle of wanting to embrace uniqueness while also having to navigate societal norms, which I mentioned before, but coming to terms with it is what will eventually lead me into my prosperity. Gate 60 limitations, or the gate of acceptance, brings literal limitations, especially during the pauses between these pulses. There is a constant pressure to break free. Pushing too hard before the time is right can worsen the limitations, leading to burnout, potential illness, chronic fatigue, or depression. Without gate 3, there is a risk of fixating on these limitations, creating a mindset of resistance and stagnation. This energy can manifest as extreme conservatism or radical free thinking, both driven by fear of change. This gate has actually been in Pluto for the past few years, influencing us collectively. So it's no surprise that we've seen this extreme division in political ideologies, creating this widespread chaos. However, as Pluto transitions out of gate 60 at the end of January, we can hopefully expect a significant transformation, especially with gate 41 moving in, which of course is a topic for another lesson. If you have the channel of concentration, a channel based in logic, you are designed to take a step-by-step approach to life, focusing on details and committing to seeing things through with determination. This channel blends the pressure to sit still and focus with the stamina to break down large tasks into manageable steps. It's the energy that enables you to concentrate deeply on the specifics of the process, to shape and refine and to form over time through sustained methodical concentration. However, this incredible focus may not come naturally. It's something that requires the right environment, timing, and support to thrive. Without these conditions, this channel of concentration could feel very overwhelmed, creating a sense of paralysis or even frustration as the pressure to focus conflicts with the challenges of staying on task. This channel teaches you to slow down, take life one step at a time, avoiding shortcuts or rushing to complete tasks. When aligned, it can achieve great depths and mastery in your pursuits, but when misaligned, it will scatter your energy where you try to tackle too many details at once or go into these periods of stagnation where pressure to act starts to feel insurmountable. When the channel of concentration is complete, it brings in this incredible gift. It's the ability to focus deeply and accomplish great things no matter how daunting is the task. One of the lesser discussed but kind of fascinating aspects of the channel of concentration is its connection to diet. Those with this channel of concentration often feel more reliant on animal protein for sustained energy and focus. Animal protein provides physical stamina needed to handle the root center's pressure and the sacral's energy for consistent output. This doesn't mean you can't thrive as a vegetarian or vegan, but it does suggest that you may need to pay extra attention to ensuring you're getting sufficient nutrients to fuel this demanding energy. Protein-rich alternatives such as legumes, nuts, or plant-based supplements can help if animal protein isn't part of your diet. The connection between diet and focus reflects on how deeply the body supports the energy dynamics of human design. The sacral is the life force energy center, and proper nourishment, especially protein, directly impacts the ability to sustain that focused determination this channel requires. So as maturation is a cycle, mutation is a pulse, concentration is a shift. One of the key dynamics of this channel is knowing when to shift your focus and move on. For some, this shift might happen multiple times throughout their life, leading to frequent changes in career paths, hobbies, or personal interests. Others might experience only one or two shifts, but will feel just as significant. But the point is that when this channel signals a shift, it's time to let go and redirect your energy. If you resist this natural progression, the energy of this channel can manifest as obsession, where you become stuck in the details and unable to move forward. This can show up in various ways, such as like an inability to let go of a past relationship, becoming a workaholic, overly focused on every detail of your job, or obsessively rehashing past mistakes or unfinished projects. This misalignment, of course, will lead to frustration, burnout, and depression. Speaking of relationships, the channel of concentration can also play out in very many interesting ways. Courage is a focus on the details of a relationship, what's working, what isn't, and what needs to be addressed to create harmony. However, this can also lead to overanalyzing or nitpicking, where you can get stuck on minor issues instead of seeing the bigger picture. When aligned, this energy will help you build relationships, creating this very strong foundation over time to work through challenges constructively, allowing each step to bring you closer to this deeper connection. But when misaligned, it can create restlessness, the inability to let go of a past partner, or an unhealthy fixation on making a relationship perfect. Your sacral will often signal when it's time to let go by freeing up your energy of what's next, whether that be in relationships or any other aspect of life. As for the individual gate 9, the gate of focus, or the power of the small, provides the stamina to concentrate on small details. It's often called the gate of focus because it's this ability to take these complex situations and break them down into manageable steps. However, without gate 52 to provide the stillness and grounding, those with gate 9 could feel scattered, bouncing between the details without a clear sense of energy of where to direct it. This gate thrives when there's a larger purpose or direction for its focus. Without it, it can lead to a sense of frustration as the energy for concentration was wasted or misplaced. People with gate 9 often have a natural affinity for organization, detailed work, step-by-step problem solving, but they can also become perfectionists or get stuck in analysis paralysis. When properly aligned, gate 9 has the inability to simplify complexity into form, and it's the energy that breaks down dreams into achievable milestones, allowing you to stay motivated and productive. Gate 52, mountain, or the gate of stillness, provides this pressure to sit still and focus. It's often called the gate of stillness because it brings the ability to remain calm, grounded, and centered even under pressure. Without gate 9, though, this stillness can feel like stagnation or procrastination as the energy lacks a clear outlet for expression. Gate 52 has this incredibly ability to stay rooted in the moment, but they also may struggle with restlessness, especially if they don't know how to direct their focus. This energy is similar to a mountain, stable, unmovable, and grounding, but it still needs gate 9 to channel its stillness into meaningful action. Gate 52 also connects deeply to the physical body, particularly in terms of diet and rest. Proper nutrition, especially protein, is essential for supporting the grounding energy of this gate. Without it, you may feel lethargic, unmotivated, or unable to sustain focus for extended periods of time. Now, you may hear a familiarity with this channel, and it's something that kind of focuses around ADHD. Without having the full channel, you might be somebody that's been diagnosed with that. If you're someone like me that just says gate 52, I have ADHD, but I don't have the hyperactivity for it. I can go hyper focus into these situations and then not know when to get out of them. If you have the gate 9, but without gate 52, you may have the hyperactivity form of ADHD, being scattered, not knowing when to kind of settle down and bouncing all over the place. It's an interesting dynamic to think about. So if you are someone that's with that, then you can know that this energy is driving it. So being able to find something with that other half will help you feel more focused or being able to concentrate.